Well folks, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Me and the big lad and Gaz, when he gets here, are going up to the Lake District to fuel exhausts. And today's going to be over 40 degrees, so it's going to be a killer. In fact, it's 4 o'clock in the morning and it's just under 30 degrees at the moment, which is ridiculous. And things just even get worse. Look at that. The first time I've ever put over 40 quid in the big lad. That's not acceptable, is it? I arrived at 4 o'clock. It is now nearly 5:30. Still waiting for Gaz. He's here folks, he's here. 5:45. Better late than never. Alright folks, it is 10:30 now. We've been on the road since, what time do we set off? 6?
10 to 6.
Yeah. It is now 32 degrees and it's been round about 32 degrees since about half an hour after we set off. It's roasting. Back of my legs feel like they're on fire. But yeah, we're 10 minutes away, so. And the route up here has been amazing. I didn't want to bother filming any of it because we just wanted to crack on and get the route done, and we've both been chatting like old washerwomen all the way up here, so. But yeah, you cool enough there, Gaz?
I wouldn't say cool enough. I'm managing.
We have both bought shorts and t-shirt for while we're up here, which is absolutely needed. Oh, I can see the checkered flag on my sat-nav, look. You see it?
I can see Kendal on my map, so promising.
Well, for saying we've done, what was it, yeah, 4.5 hour, almost 5 hour route. We've been on roads like this the whole time. One little stop to have a drink of water and a PP, and it's felt like we've been on road for, I don't know, 2 hours tops.
Yeah, we're both pretty fresh still, considering.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Must be that extra hour sleep I had made me feel better. Or 2. Mate, I looked at my clock and when it saw the 5, I was like half confused because I like going
confused.
What? Well, I had 2 hours extra than I planned. Well, I were up and out at arse, bike out and everything within 20 minutes. So, and straight out. But we are bob on time, so we're not done bad.
The mesh jacket is doing absolutely nothing because it's just blowing hot air through us. I might ride back just in my pants. No boots, no gloves, no clothes, just pants.
How will them feet feel like them spiky pegs? just your bare foot.
Have you actually tried to stand on yours with your bare feet?
Mate, I can't do it. Yeah, I tried it. Yeah, no.
No, you can't do it, can you?
You can't.
You just can't do it.
It was like that day that my dad had that crash. That was a hot day, and I remember being on dual carriageway a bit later on when my jacket had come unzipped, and I didn't mean for it to come unzipped.
It was flapping like your Superman cape.
Yeah, I'd lowered the zipper slightly, then all of a sudden it just went and gone.
That was a bloody good night. In where were we? Pamplona, that's it. It was a bloody good night, that was. When your dad's on phone to his wife saying, yep, everything's fine, yeah, we're having a lovely time. Going like this to everyone, shut up, don't tell her what's happening. He couldn't even stand, he couldn't stand up straight, he would like dragging his foot along with him. Good old Baz. I tell you something, pal, now we've slowed down, I can feel it more now. Oh, I'm gonna have to open my visor, sweating like mad. This is probably the longest we've waited the whole journey up. Thank you. Go for it, guys, go for it. Right, let's get out of these bloody clothes.
Have you been here before?
Nope, never met them. Spoke to them loads, they're lovely. Right, just gotta find it now. Probably going to be behind there where we've just gone past.
Fuel exhaust, unit 5.
Unit 5, where's that?
Here. Unit 5, what does it say?
This one at end then, is it? Fuel, yeah.
Yeah.
Let them hear themselves. We're here, folks. Fuel exhausts. Oh my God. Let's get these clothes off. Where's changing room so I can get this lot off? Welcome to the hey. Thanks for having us. You alright?
Nice to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you. How are you doing? I'm alright. Thanks for having us up here.
You're all sweaty.
How are you doing? Oh man. Do you know, it's nearly almost 5 hours, but it's been lovely. Just complete back roads all the way up here, not one main road.
Oh, bloody hell.
Like, you know, when you said, have you got the right address? Because it's only 3 hours. I'm like, yeah, we're not going that bloody way.
I better check. I think
Boring
we'll
up
do the
all
scenic
the
route.
Yeah, imagine knocking it. I've been here. Is anyone in? Oh my God. Gaz, come in here.
Bring yours in home, because it'll cool down quicker.
Oh.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It was still. I got a barometer on garden last night in the shade on purpose, so I could just check. You know, it's like I'm one of them weirdos that's likes to constantly go, oh, it's gone up one. It's gone. And it was still
too much sleeping for him to pay attention to enough sun.
I think. Should I come a bit further in? I think. Yeah, even at like 7 o'clock last night, it was still 41 on garden. Shady. 41. Yeah, 41. Yeah. Yeah, so I went into the garage this morning, left my clothes in the house, just walked up in my pants, and I just thought it can't be that hot, and it just baking. You know when you like getting hot and bothered just by standing there.
Yeah.
Like, I need to get a move on. It's not going to be any nicer, but I think we dropped to about 25 coming up here.
Yeah.
Didn't get any cooler than that all the way up, even at that time in the morning.
Godsend having this aircon.
It is. I just had a thought. These clothes are going to be freezing when we put them back on. Especially if we hang them up on.
Are they all sweaty?
Yeah.
You could just leave them outside. You could rather they dried.
But then they'll be red hot.
Yeah, you could bring them in an hour before you go.
I did actually think 10 minutes. Thought maybe I can stick it in the fridge.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah, just put your sweaty garments in the fridge.
Even the freezer.
Yeah, come out and break the arm off it.
So I came down. Did you want a tea?
Yes, it is, yeah.
And Rich, do you want sugar or?
No sugar,
Just
but
milk.
nice and strong with milk, yeah, please. Yeah,
And
thank
I've
you.
got Fanta, which has just been in the fridge about an hour, or I've got water that's been in for days. Yeah, okay.
Right folks, we're going to go inside to the workshop at Fuel. Damian is looking at my exhaust and he's going to repack it, just purely to show you. Come, let's have a look. Look at this for a bloody clean workshop.
You've got to have a brew before you start. Mind you, we've had about 4 brews.
Well, actually,
Sandwiches, chocolate.
we've only been here for about, what, 4 hours?
Yes.
We've not done a stitch of work yet. We've just been chatting and eating and drinking. That's the point. She's put a tea up here for me, hasn't she?
Yeah, don't forget your brew.
On the hottest day of ever, actually today, and we're inside this workshop that's bloody freezing. Oh,
Should be able to tell, but I think you've got a red nipple.
I haven't. Oh, look at that. Hey, oh.
Cool at fuel.
Cool at fuel, yeah. So what are you doing exactly there, Damien?
All I'm doing here is just going to drill all these rivets out, just around there, just so we can pop this end cap off. This is just an external end cap, so that we can get to the internal end cap, and then we'll leave the baffle in, just so that we can pop this off, and we just tap it off in the end, just so that drops out, and then we'll take out what's left or whatever's in the inside there, just as the packing material. So to drill these out, you need a really good drill. A 4.1mm drill is the ideal size for this. And rather than drilling straight in, I just give it a little bit of a turn, because what happens is it tries to spin the rivet round while you're doing it. So you just drill, and we just go a little bit sideways like that. Always drill these ones first, because if you drill one of these two, the rivet band tends to come open, and then it can actually spin round and damage the can. So we'll let that one just come down slightly there. That's it, and just slide that off. And we just make sure, because sometimes you'll get like a rivet that just gets stuck in there. So you just make sure all the rivets are all inside before we start to tap that off. And then just want to loosen it off. And if it's not loose enough to come off there, which usually you can kind of grab hold of it, and we could just...
I might have ridden through one or two muddy fields.
Just a few there. And then you just get, there's just a little bit of dirt in there. So this is the internal cap. So sometimes people think that when we remove this, and you can see this is rusty, the reason why we use a mild steel bolt that's zinc plated is because when if you remove it and this cap's on and you drop it inside, if we've got a stainless one inside, it gets stuck in and you'll never get it out. Whereas if we've got a mild steel one, we can remove it with just a magnet, so it's a lot easier to do. So this trick here is you just need it on a bar, just so that we can so then we should just be able to remove that. It's just coming out. And just give it another tap. So you'll see so that's the packing material, and so you can see it has a nylon strand in it which melts. So this is what the melted part is. If we put this on the bench, so this is a new bit of material. So this is a woven strand that goes backwards and forwards, and it's held together by a nylon strand here. So what happens is when the silencer heats up, this little nylon strand melts at about between 70 and 80 degrees. So it melts, and then so if this is loose inside the silencer, what it does, it volumizes and puffs out when it hits that temperature, just so it fills the can. So you can see the discoloration. Now the reason why we advise packing the exhaust every couple of years or a certain mileage is because this gets wet. So with continuous heat and then cooling, it gets an ingress of water inside. So it sort of renders the packing material not useless, but it's not as efficient. So what I always do in here is I always check and just have a look inside, just to check and see how much packing material we've got left. And that is actually a good indication that we've not lost anything. Now this inside here, this is just a stainless steel wool which we wrap around the baffle tube just to protect it. Now we can see here that we've got a discoloration, and you can see that it's like a bluey colour. Now I can't remember what sort of temperature that is. I think it's somewhere between about 400 and 500 degrees. So you can see how hot it's got, but we can also see that the packing material has not disappeared, because in some bikes, especially V-twins and obviously twins, it's quite heavy on the packing material, so it starts to disintegrate. If we don't use this on the inside, this starts to break up and it can shoot through the holes in the baffle tube, and the whole of this can just sort of disappear. And especially if you've got maybe a carbon can, that's not a good thing, because carbon being a composite, as soon as heat gets to it, it doesn't actually start to melt, but it becomes brittle and then it just breaks. So looking after your packing material on a carbon can is really important. On metal ones it's not as important because it's a little bit more forgiving, but we can see that it's still in fairly good nick, but you can see from the outside this is all the water that gets into it. So that's that. And then we just make sure on the inside that we've not left any rivets in because we don't want it to be rattling about. So we just double check that. So what I do here, unfortunately I can't.
Can I just stop you 1 second there, Damian?
Yeah.
Just go back to this. Just go back to. Where did you just get your scissors from then?
Oh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, from my tool tray.
Oh,
You're not showing how anal I am now.
look at this though. Oh, music to my bloody ears, that is.
So yeah, there we are. I'll get my scissors back. So this is the wire wool we use. It's just a standard sort of wire wool. We can't send this out to customers because it's impossible to sort of pack this out because as soon as you wrap it around anything it just disappears and you can't get it apart from each other. So it's just over an arm's length for me. Just give that a cut and I wrap that around a tube. So here, I'll go around here once, twice, and then I go diagonal from there, keeping it nice and tight, nice and taut. And that should be just enough. And we put it inside here, and then we wrap this around there. So it doesn't matter how loose that is when we get it in the silencer, because when that, as we said previously, when this nylon strand melts, it just volumizes and fills the cavity in there. So we push that all the way down, making sure that this goes all the way to the bottom, so that we're not left with any gaps in there. So that's it. Ready? So obviously we've got our holes in the side here, and what I just do, for anybody who's not experienced in lining it up, the best thing to do is just give us a little indication there of where those holes are. You don't have to do it on all of them, but so that just gives us an idea of where those holes are. And then we just pop that back in. I mean, that's just gone in just nicely. So you can line up the holes there. And when we begin to tap it in, always using a rubber mallet, it should just go in just to cover those holes roughly. I'm not happy with that, I'll just because we don't want to elongate the holes. So if your holes are in the slightly the wrong place, don't just go and put another drill bit through, because you'll end up with elongated holes and then the rivet can't grip it, and sometimes the rivets could shake loose. So you just want it in just the right position, and if you can't, sometimes you can't get the cap into here, so I just grip it in between my thighs, and then we should be able to get a better line up there. Let's just twist it again. Just want it exactly the same place. So you can just see there, should just be roughly in the same place. You can just check.
Gaz, where's FunBags? Oh, she's there. Oh, sorry, Louise.
We just give it a double check just to make
Shall we
sure.
not? We're not bother explaining what we're on about there, shall we?
No. Yeah, you'll have to read the comments to find out. So we made sure that the drill can go in there, because when we put our Diablo cap back on, obviously we'll leave these marks on. I normally take them off, but so obviously we just want to make sure all this lines up there, so that when we put that back on, it's in exactly the same place. So we can see there, and we should be able to just give it a double check and just make sure the rivets all fit in there as well.
Don't want to lose that, do I?
Don't lose your brew.
Been here for 4 hours, she hasn't even made one yet. I don't know how you cope, Damian.
I know, it's terrible. Fancy that, having to make your own brews all the time. She's only made you one because you're here.
Yeah, as soon as we've gone, that's the last time I'm doing that.
You're doing that again?
I've got to say though, what a lovely environment this workshop is. It's lovely. Freezing cold, spotlessly clean. That's how they're supposed to be.
So I just stick that in there, and that's my first rivet. Obviously you can do this with a hand riveter, but hand riveters tend to snap off really violently, and then you go and you go straight across your can. So you've got to
That sounded like nothing were even happening then. It was like,
no, it has no recoil in it as well. So the cheaper ones have a recoil, so they actually bang. And what can happen is you can go woof, go straight across the can. So let's go straight through. Now I just have these grips just to pull it.
okay, yeah.
Just to help me pull that up, just to make sure it's in the right position. And I can hold it fairly tight. So yeah, and we just, now we can go through and rivet the last ones.
That's brilliant.
Handy. And take that last one off. Have you got a clamp as well? Oh, it's alright, I'll grab one from here. And we just make sure that there's nothing underneath your rivet band either. And the last one. And that's it. Just give it a wipe. See if we can get rid of some of this road film and dirt.
Going back to what we were saying about FunBags and so, I've just had a really good idea for the thumbnail of the video. I've got FunBags in the corner. I've got the fuel logo right next to me.
What about a white t-shirt?
I've got one if you want to borrow mine.
Your nipples are alright.
I know, it just points, they are out, and alright, look how bloody cold I am.
I just said
See,
that
maybe,
before.
I bet my nipples don't get as many views.
I don't know, you'll only get one of them on that camera.
That's just proof, folks, how cold it is in here. It's bloody brilliant, hottest day in the world ever.
It's lovely. None of us are sweating, are we?
We're going to be shocked when we go outside.
Like a bloody oven out there. Just get rid of the worst of it off there.
often do you recommend this to be done?
Recommend it to be done probably every 12,000 miles, I think, on average, or every 2 years. But to be honest, it's really good packing material, as you could see.
Yeah, there's not really anything
from that. It hadn't actually disappeared. This helps massively to look after the inside of the packing material. It just gets this ingress of water, but to be honest, if you feel it as well, it's all fairly dry.
Yeah.
It's not actually too wet, it just gets wet usually on the outside here. But it's one of those, I mean, there's only been a couple of bikes that we've seen. It's usually on V-twins, and we're pretty sure it's like people that are probably hammering it around a track.
Right.
That's where you find that it just disappears, and it just starts to, this all breaks away and starts to, when this breaks away, it sort of vibrates, goes through the baffle tube, and you lose it out the end. But because this is protected, it doesn't really happen. I don't think, for quite a few years since we've been using this material, it just doesn't seem to happen anymore. We just advise it more so on carbon cans, because obviously you want to look after your carbon, and it's absolutely necessary on a carbon one. On a metal one, it's very forgiving, because nothing's going to happen to your metal one. You might find that on a stainless sleeve it might go a little bit gold. It sort of tarnishes, and you might find that then that's why your packing material's burnt out when it starts to change colour. But it's usually noticeable by noise. If you find that it's suddenly become noisy, sometimes you can just get a lot of water in it, and it just makes it less efficient. So we don't really get problems, but we're always sort of go on the safe side and say, we should repack it. It's just a serviceable item. But I have taken cans apart that have been 12, 13 years old, and they're just like this, So it is a very good product that we use, and I think most people use this material in their exhaust, whether it's the top manufacturers now. It was actually invented by an English guy as well, over in Chesterfield, I think. So yeah.
Chesterfield, it's not far from us.
Yeah, I think it's Chesterfield, wasn't it? To get a new clamp, and what I always do on these clamps, they're a stainless steel clamp, but these bolts are zinc coated. Now, the reason why we use these is because they are about, for a stainless, one with a stainless bolt and 2 stainless bits in here, it is about 6 times the price. If you use, or it used to be, they were a lot more expensive, but you can save that by using my favourite stuff. Is a bit of copper slip, which I just chuck on the threads, because no matter what you do, because this is closest to where all the hitch is off the road, it always goes rusty around there. So you tend to find that this is where you'll go to undo your clamp, as I did then, and it just snaps off. So, and because they're not that expensive either, so like I say, just put a bit of copper slip on. That one. And pop that on there. Just tighten it up. And what I do is I'll use this will be one for Gaz. Perfect stuff.
Flex to solve all these things.
Yeah. But we used to use Loctite, but we found that Loctite's about 3 or 4 times the price of this, and this is just as good. And the Loctite stuff's orange, so. And I just put a nice smearing just around there, and then just work that in.
And you'd put that, if I remember rightly, on the fitting instructions?
Yes.
Yes, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to use it. It just seals any air gaps, and plus it gives it a little bit of, it makes it easier to remove as well, because sometimes when you've got 2 bits of stainless steel together, they tend to bind and they can weld themselves together. So it's sometimes easier just to use a little bit of silicone, which is available on our website. Louise will probably, or FunBags will usually tell you something.
Why? Can you explain why we might call you that, Louise?
I'm not sure.
Richie, I've been trying to get her to. I even said, do you not want to wear a fuel T-shirt? You know, just for when Richie comes.
That would shift some T-shirts. I don't know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. Where's my cup of tea? Yeah, I'd like one of those T-shirts, please.
In white.
As modelled by. So we just make sure.
It's bloody freezing in here. Said nobody at all on this day today, because out there it's about 40 degrees.
Put your hand on that door.
Oh yeah, you can feel it, can't you?
I was stood next to it before. That really helped. Yeah.
I'll use some of this as like B-roll stuff.
Bit of B-roll. That's all right. Bit of B-roll. Oh yeah. Oh, Richie, you need to get into some copper slips.
I need to get into some copper slip.
You need to get into some copper slips on. Look at those dry threads.
How do I go about going in to see them at fuel? That's what it'll be now. Will FunBags be in?
By the way, please comment on the video if you'd like to see FunBags in a new T-shirt.
Because Richie's been up like 12 hours. Gaz has only been up 10.
Yeah.
Up at 3 o'clock. What time did you get up, Gaz?
5.
What time were we meeting, Gaz?
4. What? I
Fast
may
asleep,
have turned
mate.
the wrong alarm off. There's a first for everything.
Yeah, you're never normally late, are you? Hey, we're here, aren't we? We've had a bloody good day as well.
Good.
Thank you very much for having us. And for feeding us.
Like I said, I'm used to feeding Damian constantly.
Oh, it's gone quiet. I feel like I'm in trouble.
But you will be when we leave.
When you've gone.
Well, she'll be like this. Bye, lads. Yeah, bye. They've gone, haven't they? Right.
Lovely.
Job done.
Job done.
Super. Thank you very much.
You're not about that.
Well, it's been lovely to meet you both and have a good look round. And thanks for showing us how to do all that. It's
It's been
pretty
great
cool.
to finally meet you both.
Yeah, it's been super. What do you say, Gaz?
Yeah, super. Just can't wait to get mine on now.
Oh, we didn't mention that, did we? What was the main reason we came for?
Food.
Food. oh, you do exhaust as well? Yeah, the reason Damien's just showed you how to repack that is because we've actually come up here to get one for Gaz. So Gaz has had one as well. But I thought, while we're here, we'll repack that just so we can show you all what it looks like and how you do it. So yeah, but thanks very much for having us, both of you. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
That food was amazing. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Same time next week.
Yeah, no problem.
I'd make that 5-hour journey up here, no problem.
See you at 4 o'clock next week.
I'm going to put my shades on so I can keep my visor up all the way home. Hey! Are we ready, Gaza? It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you both. Thank you very much. Hopefully see you again soon next week, same time. See you later, thank you! Oh, they're lovely, they are.
Saying that, it's not too bad here, we're going to head worse into it.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, is it?
It's warm, definitely warm, but it's not going to be. It's not like it is at home.
Laura rung up earlier, genuinely a bit worried. She said it's dangerously hot. You've got to be so careful when you're coming home. So yeah, like you said, we're going to be getting warmer and warmer and warmer as we go, I think. Oh mate, that's been a brilliant day.
Yeah, you could talk all day with him, couldn't you?
Easy, yeah.
Well, we have done.
Yeah. Right, folks, that's been our little day up at Fuel Exhausts in Kendal. Oh, you know what we forgot?
What?
Mint cake.
Oh,
We didn't get any mint cake. It were interesting to see him repack that exhaust and hear why he does it and stuff. So yeah, folks, Gaz has got himself a Diablo Stealth for his GS. He's not got it fitted. We didn't have time to do that, but that's why we've come up here and to meet Louise and Damian. What really, really lovely people. And really took time to make us feel at home and welcome, didn't they, Gaz? And we had loads of food, and we've just been basically sitting up in the air-conditioned office, putting the world to rights. It's been fantastic, really, really fantastic. Couldn't wish for them to be any nicer. And also, like I said, while we're there, they said, well, tell you what, let's repack your exhaust, just so we can show people how you do it and why it's important to think about doing it. And it's all made inside that room where we were just at. Everything from start to finish is made in there. British owned, British made. Yeah, what lovely people. Well, I wonder what the temperature's going to rise to on our little journey home. I think it's done us good to hang off a bit. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that little video, folks. A little bit different. We've had a cracking day up here, so thank you very much to Louise and Damian for having us. It's been lovely. We are going to make our long journey home in this stinking hot weather, and we'll see you on another one sometime soon. Alright, folks, thanks very much for watching. I'm Richa Arc. See you soon. Be good, be careful, and be kind. If you're wondering why I've got the night glasses on, folks, it's so I can keep my visor up to let as much air in as possible, but also they've got like little rubber flanges all the way around so it doesn't let bugs in, which the Ray-Bans did. I got zapped quite a couple of times in my chops. Bug in the eyeball. Guess it gets sucked up in the vacuum. So that'll be 10 hours on the road today for me and Gaz. Just over 300 miles, I think. It's not very often we have to get up that early to try and do your journey before the sun gets up, or before the sun gets hot, should I say. Well, that's why we did it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my neck, well, I know my neck's burnt because I can feel it. When I turn my head, I can feel the strap on my chin, underneath my chin. And I'm pretty sure my legs are burnt through my jeans. That'll be crazy if they are. How have all you in the UK been coping with this heat wave, sleeping at night? Let me know in the comments below. All the windows flung open, on top of the covers, butt naked. Need to pull up in a minute and have some more water because I'm feeling a bit, well, my head's hurting a bit, like headache, dehydration. Can't believe I forgot to put sun cream on my neck. It's because we always wear neck buffs. Not today, it's too hot. Skin like my arms feel prickly as well. I'm going to pull up the top of here and have a break.